Hello everybody and welcome back to Vault Hunters. As always, I am Dor, and today we're going to go ahead and set up a couple of farms for the Vault altar here. So for our next crystal, we need 10 honey bottles and 134 ice. So we're going to set up an ice tray because the ice thing that we have over by the other base or by our old little shack thing isn't really going to cut it. I think we're only getting like 16 or something when we let the whole thing freeze over, or maybe like 32 or something. It wasn't really all that great. So I'm going to set up a bigger thing for that. And the record that we need is the black one that's broken, but I don't know if it's that specific one because all it says is music disc, and we do have records already from a few of the creepers that have been killed by the skeletons around us. So is that going to work? That is not going to work. Okay, so I'm guessing we do indeed need that record, and the only way to get that is to have a bunch of creepers get killed by skeletons. So that's something I'm going to probably have to work on here and actually set something up to go ahead and get those going. But anyways, let's go ahead and head on over to a plains biome because that's how we're going to go ahead and get the beehives we need to go ahead and start generating the honey here. So we should have a plains biome in that direction. We do indeed. I think this is going to be it right there. And it is indeed a plains biome. Okay, so I'm going to quickly grab up all of the flowers. I don't know if we need to have these trees surrounded by flowers to go ahead and increase the chance of bees spawning on the tree or not, but I guess it doesn't really hurt all that much to go ahead and just get some flowers and stuff going here. So let me go ahead and bone meal up the ground a little bit. So we got about a stack of dandelions here. Let's go ahead and find a nice little flattish type area. I'm going to grab these ones as well. We might as well. We are eventually going to have to set up a flower farm of sorts as well later on, but right now I don't really need it, and when we do need it, we'll go ahead and throw one together. We are probably going to need multiples of them, to be honest, because I think there's a lot of flowers to spawn in here, and where we were just doing it, we were only getting like 3 or 4 types, so I feel like there's a lot more than just 3 or 4 types, and we're probably going to need a lot more than that. So we're probably going to have like a few flower farms around the map here to go ahead and generate what we need. But anyways, this looks like a halfway decent little area to go ahead and place these. So I'm going to clear off a little bit of this grass and start placing down some trees here. So yeah, let me punch this stuff out of here. So that should go ahead and work. We went ahead and cleared a little bit of the dirt out. We are going to go ahead and have one of the dandelions there. We're going to go ahead and give it a space and have one of the birch trees there. And then we're going to go ahead and give it another space, give it another dandelion, give it a space, and so on like that. And then we're going to go ahead and go down until we run out of flowers. So I don't think we're going to have that many here. Probably about 10 or so on each side here. So that should go ahead and do the trick here. We're just going to go ahead and place down a few more of the birch saplings here, and then we're going to go ahead and sit next to them until they all grow, and then we can go ahead and harvest them with our axe. We get more of the saplings out of it anyways because of the fortune that we have on the axe. So we should be good keeping this going for a little while until we get all of the honey or the beehives that we need. Now, we're only going to go for 8 beehives because I don't really need to go overkill with it too much, I don't think. Let me just go ahead and clear these just so we don't have them in the way of other spawnable leaves. And let's go ahead and clear this guy as well before we start crouching again, just in case. Let me go ahead and grow a few of these, and hopefully we get some beehives here. I went ahead and looked up the... Oh, that's not good. I went ahead and looked up the spawn area for the beehives, and apparently the best place to do it is in a meadows biome, but it says that biome wasn't added until the deep dark stuff, or not the deep dark stuff, the caves and cliffs stuff, so we can't really do that in this mode. So the next best thing is going to be plains or the sunflower fields. So we're going with the plains because it's right next to our base. And it doesn't look like we got lucky with that massive tree that decided to spawn in there. So we kind of just tore through our axe there. I need to go ahead and see if there's a way to keep it from spawning those big birch trees. Those things are just absolutely tearing through the durability on our axe here. So what I want to see is if I make a bunch of blocks. We're going to use full blocks, and hopefully I don't come to regret that. We are going to try to put a little bit of a roof over this just so that the birch trees only grow to a certain height. And hopefully that block keeps it from making the big ones because, like I said, that thing's just tearing right through our durability here, and it's not doing us any favors. I think 7 high is going to do the trick, hopefully. I don't know how high birch trees normally grow, but we're going to try 7. And if this works, then great. If we still get the massive ones, then we'll drop this down by 1 or 2, and hopefully that fixes the issue. Or maybe we can't fix that issue at all, and it's just going to grow right through this thing and make the massive ones anyways. I genuinely don't know. But we're going to try this because I figured we would at least have a beehive by now, but we have not gotten a beehive, and it's only a 5% chance that we even get one. So we could be at this for quite a while, and I need my axe to last as long as we can get it to last. Alright, well, moment of truth here. Let's see if this grows normal or huge. It grew normal. Good. Is this one going to grow normal too? Please be nice and grow normal. It's not going to grow because the branch is above it. Okay, let's go ahead and place down a few of these and just see if any of them grow massively. If they do, then we need to go ahead and make multiple trips back to our little end farm thing to go ahead and repair our stuff today. Hey, there we go. We finally got our first beehive. It only took a few trees, but we finally got it. So let's go ahead and plop a campfire down underneath it. That's going to go ahead and smoke it, although I didn't see any bees come out of it. I heard the noise, and there they came out anyways, even though they're getting smoked. I don't think they're supposed to be able to leave their hive when they're getting smoked, but I guess they can. Okay, all three of them just popped back in there. Let's go ahead and put the smoker on it, and we should be able to silk touch it, and we were cool. Okay, so now we have this. This should have 3 bees in it. I waited until all 3 went back in there. So now we should be good. We have 1 out of the 8 that we want. Anyways, let me go ahead and grow the rest of these trees in and just see if we get lucky with another beehive. That would be great. Yeah, we're not going to get it. Spawn in, please. There we go. Let's see if these ones pop one in. That would be fantastic. And we were not lucky. Okay, so let me go ahead and clear all this, and then we are going to go ahead and have to rinse and repeat until we get the 8 hives that we want to go ahead and get today. So I'm going to have to go ahead and repair our stuff, but before we go ahead and do that, I have a couple of these ancient tomes that say unbreaking, so I wonder if I can throw both of these on the axe to make it last a little bit longer today, because, again, we're going to be chopping down a dozen trees, so can I put that on there? It does turn it to unbreaking 4. Can I combine these 2 books and make another one? I can, but it does say a max of 4. So I don't know if that's worth doing. Let me see if this is going to do anything, right? That makes it unbreaking 4. Can I up it to 5? No, okay, so it would have been a waste to go ahead and combine those 2 books. We probably wouldn't have been able to put it back on there. Let me actually throw the other one on our elytra, because that's going to help us not have to... Oh, we have to... Ooh, that's 30 points. Okay, never mind. We can't do that right now. We'll go ahead and throw that on when we come back from the end here, but I need to go ahead and run over there, repair this thing really quick so we can go ahead and get some more beehives here. And there we go with that. So now... Actually... Oh, no, it wouldn't add durability, would it? It would just make it not break as frequently. Okay, never mind. I was thinking that would increase the durability, but never mind. Let's go ahead and cut down some more trees. Before we go ahead and head back over there, though, let's go ahead and actually spend our skill point here. I'm going to go ahead and buy the speed upgrade. That's something that's going to be running constantly. We don't have to actually activate the power-up thing on the bottom left there. And somebody in the comments also mentioned that the immersive engineering wooden storage crates that we can find in villages, we can actually use those. And so early game, they would be really useful. Right now, I don't really think they're all that much useful for our stuff at the moment, but they are pretty much a shulker box, right? They are three rows of inventory. We can go ahead and fill them up with stuff. We can break them and take them with us. We do need to use an axe, and they will go ahead and retain their inventory. Now, the reason I didn't bother taking these the first time we came across them in the town was because I thought we couldn't actually use them because they're part of a mod pack. And there's certain stuff from mods that we can't actually use. So like this thing, I got from one of the buildings as well, one of the immersive engineering buildings. And if we try and place that down... Oh, it actually lets us place that one down. Weird, okay. But it won't let me place down the waystones. So if we take these guys, watch, it's going to let me place it down. And then I'm going to look like a fool, but... There we go. No, we can't actually place that down. So that's why I was thinking we couldn't even bother picking those things up. Or we wouldn't bother picking those things up because it wouldn't matter at the end of the day. We couldn't use it anyways. But we can indeed use these. So if you're a really early game, you can go ahead and use these. These are pretty nice if you come across them in villages. And yeah, those kind of help out a little bit here. So we finally got all 8 of the beehives here. Let's go ahead and dump those into a shulker so we don't accidentally lose them. And then we can go ahead and head on over to the cold biome. I believe it's in that direction. We have a portal linking it already, and I have a waypoint on it. I just have the waypoints disabled. But we're going to go ahead and set up the ice farm today as well, so we can go ahead and get the other thing done with that. And I think we are also going to go ahead and set up a little mini bee thing for this right now. We're not going to automate it too much. We are going to pretty much, or I guess we could automate that, right? It's not super laggy. I have to be really careful with the things that I set up because just having a few pistons firing lags my game really, really bad. So for this, I think all we need is dispensers and some comparators, and that should automate that whole process. We're going to leave the little bee thing here, so if we need more beehives, we can come back and grab them. You know what? Before we actually do head on over to the ice thing, because we're just going to build a wall and a big puddle of water, basically, we can go ahead and set the bee thing up. We only need 10 bottles, so we can set up one section of the bee thing right now as well. So let me dump all this stuff over there. And we need to grab our bee thing out of the box here that I just put it in. So we're going to need a little bit of dirt because we're going to need flowers around this thing. So let me actually take a couple compressed ones as well and then take that. I need that to stay there. Yeah, that's the right one. Okay. So we have flowers in one of these chests over here. We'll use the rose bushes for right now. We don't need that many, but we'll go ahead and take those. We can take some glass from over here for right now. I'm going to leave the normal clear stuff because I don't really have a whole lot of dye on hand, and I don't feel like making dye at the moment. And for right now, it's going to look a little janky, but we're going to go ahead and just plop it out in the open here. So we can go ahead and just kind of have it going into a chest for right now. We'll go ahead and move it later. But for right now, we need 4 of these here, and then we're going to go up 1 tile and have another 4 going across like that. I should probably make one of these guys grass so that it actually spreads and it's not just straight up dirt. We should have some grass blocks in one of these. We do have one of them. Okay. We got those from Enderman a little while ago, but we can go ahead and plop that there. Eventually, that's going to go ahead and spread. We can go ahead and place some rose bushes like that. And we might be able to go ahead and put poppies or something up on that one as well, just to give the bee some more options to go ahead and choose from on what it wants to go ahead and pollinate. But let's go ahead and place these guys like this for right now. And there we go with the poppies. And then on the other side of this, we're going to have the beehives. So for right now, I don't want to actually place those down just yet because then the bees will go ahead and leave. And I don't know if they're just going to go ahead and leave the base altogether. So let's go ahead and close this in as much as we can. We need one on that side. I should, well, for right now, like I said, this is just going to be temporary. We will go ahead and move it eventually. But for right now, we can go ahead and just leave it here. We only need 10 bottles. So it's not really the end of the world here. We would then go ahead and place down hoppers on this thing, so I need to grab some of those. We do have a couple made already, but I don't think we have 4 of them. Do we have 4 of them? No, we have 2 of them. Okay, let me go ahead and whip 2 more of these together. Alright, so let's have that go there. We can go ahead and have a chest on this side. I think that should work. And then we can go ahead and replace all of the hoppers down like this, so they all go into the chest like so. And then if we place the beehives on top of that, we should then be able to go ahead and place dispensers above those, and it should either fill the dispenser or fill the hopper, and then we should get the stuff in the chest. And we got to make sure that we encase this whole thing so that we don't have the bees escaping. They should only leave the front side of the hive, so we should be good doing this. And let's see, we need 1 more layer of glass like that. And then if we go ahead and place these while jumping, we should be good. Actually, we can't do that because we are really, really close to the ceiling. Okay, let me punch a hole through the roof, and we should be able to place them from up there. All right, well, we got to go ahead and do this quick, or I think they'll just go ahead and fly out. If they fly out, then I have to go ahead and go back to the bee area and grab some more of the campfires because I left them all there. So hopefully we don't need to do that, and they didn't bother flying out at all. Okay. So let's go ahead and double check and make sure that they're all facing the right way. They are indeed. And I hear the bees. That's a good sign. I guess we just have to wait and see if they actually come out of there or not. So let me go back up here and fix the roof, and then hopefully the bees come out and start producing stuff. All right, sweet. They are coming out of their hives and going into the flowers, so this should work. And once the hive itself starts dripping honey, we can go ahead and have the dispensers we're going to go ahead and work on right now go ahead and automatically collect them. We're going to go ahead and set these ones as glass bottles because that's what we need right now. I don't need to go ahead and fill them with shears or anything like that. Where's my workbench at? Here we go. Let me go ahead and make a couple bows. So I just went ahead and threw all of the redstone in really quick. We then need to go ahead and fill these things up with bottles. For right now, I'm not going to go too overboard with it. I just need a couple bottles from this thing anyways. I don't want to have to move a ton of bottles when we get to moving this thing later. So let's see. Is it going to re-trigger? I don't think it will. So I need to go through and actually break the redstone and place it down again because it already triggered without any bottles in it, so it's not going to do anything until we reset the redstone here. So let's go. Do I have any in my inventory? I do. Let me go and break these guys, and then when we replace this all down, it should trigger them all again, and there we go. It reset the whole little comparator thing there. Oops, I missed the thing. But anyways, now all of the hives are empty, and we do have one in here. I feel like, yeah, we're going to have them going into the dispensers as well, because it'll go ahead and just have the empty space, and it'll go ahead and prioritize putting it back in there for some reason. But yeah, we have a couple bottles already, so this is just going to run in the background now. We should have honey bottles coming out of there eventually. Should take probably a little bit in game here to go ahead and have those things up and ready to go. So this is where we're going to go ahead and have our ice farm, and hopefully this is a big enough area for us to go ahead and squeeze in that 64 by 64 area that I want to go ahead and make our little ice farm. So to go ahead and see, we're going to go ahead and turn on our grid markers. And we do have a decent amount, so let's go up here. We have 2, 3, and 4. So 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, we should have enough room here, right? It's going to be a 4x4 chunk thing to go ahead and have ice generating in, so we should be good. And so if we make this the chunk border, or actually we go back 1, this should be it right here, I think. Let me actually double check that. Yeah, we can go ahead and make the beginning chunk on this one here, but we're going to scoot it forward by 1 and make this the actual first chunk that we're going to go ahead and build in. So let's go ahead and pop this down. We have some building blocks in here, and we're going to go ahead and pretty much build out of logs. We're not going to use planks or anything like that. And so from the corner of the border here, we're going to go ahead and back out 3 on each end here. So that's 1 there. I'm just going to go ahead and plop these things down just so I can go ahead and keep a mental note on this. And then that's 3 as well from the corner of that chunk. So the corner of this thing is going to be right here. We're going to go and build that out a little bit, and that should be good. And for right now, we can go ahead and turn off the chunk border just so it's not constantly on the screen here. But this is going to be the corner bit, and then we're going to go out 3 with the birch. I guess I shouldn't have removed that one. And we're going to go ahead and make this one 4 tall. We're going to, again, terraform a little bit here, but we're going to make these 2, 1, and or 3, and then 2 and 1. So it's like that. We're going to bump this up 1 more. And then we are going to go ahead and do the same thing here with this and go up 1 past that. And then we're going to go ahead and cover all of this with half slabs as well, just so we don't have anything spawning. And we are going to go ahead and strip it as well, just so it's a different texture on this area. And this is going to be the perimeter wall around our ice farm here, so that we don't really have to go through and torch up too much to keep things from spawning. We're also going to take these ones and swap them out for the shroom lights. I don't know if I have enough of these made at the moment. We might need to go ahead and farm a few of those up. But we're going to go ahead and place those as the tops of the dark oak instead of a full-on dark oak. So something like that. And those are going to be every other block here, or every other thing here on the pillars. So it should add enough light so that we don't have stuff spawning right on the wall on the outside, and we shouldn't have the stuff spawning on the 2 spaces of spawnable area that's going to be on the inside of the wall here. So hopefully that kind of helps. But we're going to go ahead and pretty much mine out the entire area here. We're going to go ahead and level it all up to be even. And then we're going to go ahead and place the dark oak planks as the bottom bit of the ice tray. And then we're also going to use the half slabs to have our water sources in so that we don't have to go ahead and build anything above it to keep things from freezing over. But let me go ahead and get cracking on this. This is going to be quite a while here. We're going to go ahead and build out the wall, and then I'm going to start working on the insides here just so I don't have to constantly be popping open the grid thing here to go ahead and make sure I'm in the area. Alrighty, well, our ice tray is complete, so we might have had a time lapse leading into this. We might not have. I don't know yet. We will see, but this thing should be producing around 4,096 pieces of ice here when we go ahead and do a full harvest. So I realized while we were doing this that it doesn't freeze all that quick. I was kind of expecting it to take maybe like an hour or two tops, but I think it took around 4-ish hours to go ahead and actually get this thing to freeze completely. So what I think we're going to do is actually move all of our stuff over here. Any of the farms for the vanilla stuff that we're going to go ahead and build. So we're going to go ahead and move the beehives that we just placed down in our base. We're going to go ahead and scoot those over here. And we're going to go ahead and build a cactus farm, a bamboo thing, a bunch of the vanilla stuff that we can go ahead and place in this area. Because we're going to be AFKing here for ice anyways, so we might as well go ahead and have the other stuff being generated as well. We're not just wasting time by having only ice being placed here. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do. I'm going to scoop, or we're actually probably going to leave this wall here, but we're going to go ahead and go out another chunk and then build another one of these walls to go ahead and close that in. We don't really need that much space for the other stuff. I don't plan on going too overboard with it. Like I said earlier, we can't really do too much with the pistons and stuff, because the way my computer works, it's going to lag itself out if we start going too crazy with the pistons. But let me go ahead and collect all this ice so we don't actually lose any of this as we are going here. Alright, well, one thing I didn't quite anticipate for this thing was that our pick wouldn't actually last as long as we needed it to, so we had to go ahead and repair it. But let's go ahead and break the last remaining bits of ice here to go ahead and get the water to refill the bowl here. And then we will go ahead and just have this pretty much generating ice from here on out, which is pretty nice for us. We need to go ahead and make a run back to base really quick and go ahead and turn the ice into the vault altar thingy, so we can go ahead and get the points toward that. I need to wait until this goes all the way down there. It should push all of the ice over there, I think. It didn't quite shove it all in the corner here. It's all over the edges here, so I do need to go ahead and kind of walk along this and make sure I pick it all back up. We should have 2 stacks, I think. I'm pretty sure we should have about 2 stacks, because it's a stack on each end here, right? So we are a little bit shy. There we go. We got some more in the water. Let me grab these, and then we're going to go ahead and jump back on over to the base real quick and turn in that stuff. So we got an entire boss box full, and then we have a row and change. So we need 2 of these to go ahead and complete the ice requirement. Oh, actually, we need another little bit of it so we can go ahead and complete the ice thing. Let me grab a little bit of that and drop it onto there. There we go. The ice is done. We should have the iron ready to go. Let me grab that from our box over here. The only thing we're not going to have right now is the record. So in between episodes, I think I'm going to go back to the old base because we had a big cave underneath us. And I'm just going to go ahead and knock a bunch of torches out and just see if I can go ahead and get some skeletons and creepers spawning. And hopefully we can go ahead and get that record here. We only need 1, so it's not too bad, but I don't know if there's a guaranteed way of getting that to drop. There is a crafting recipe for that 1 record, but we don't have the stuff for it, and it's kind of expensive, to be honest, to go ahead and craft it. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and try and just get lucky with the drops here. So let's drop that there. Let's go ahead and see. The record disc is this guy here. We got music, and it's this one here. It's the only one that has a crafting recipe to it. So we need to use 4 of these guys and 1 of those ones, which is 4 of the black opals, which right now I think we only have 1 of those. And then everything else says it comes from a dungeon or a chest in general. So that's the one that I haven't seen. And we're going to just have to get lucky with the creepers dropping it. So that's how we're going to go about getting that. But anyways, that's going to go ahead and be it for today's episode. So hope you guys enjoyed as always, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.